Today marks our 1 month anniversary since we started uploading daily videos. I forget what the thing was, but I think it's a habit now. Or maybe we got 30 more days.
I think it's a habit for me.
Well, all you have to do is work.
Yeah.
There's no habit form there. You've already been doing that.
I guess that's true.
All right. Yes, is how we're starting this thing. So the tape got pulled back on the starter wire, and you can see how they achieved that goal there. Shortest path to an end. Absolutely. Brake lines, they're already mocked up, and you can see it's already way better than it was going to be. That's not the finished product. We actually have quite a bit more, but we just wanted to see how it was going to sit. This line here has been ordered, so once that gets here, then these last two silicone lines that are not correct can be repaired, and that could be replaced and stuff. So progress is steady on this, and all of this stuff that we're doing, we're not even really like doing anything. This is just repairs. This is maintenance. This is correcting the things that shouldn't have been done in the first place. It's all boo-boo is what this is. I have to pick back up on the Z. Last night was so stressful thinking about coming into this and having to dive back in. But I feel refreshed, I feel energized, I feel like I'm gonna find the solution. FD looking pretty, boy. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. DB's supposed to be going home today, and in honor of that, I drove mine. DA6 versus DB some other number. They have no idea how closely related that they actually are. The highest trim level of both cars for the Japanese market and then for the American market. B16, B17. Phenomenal cars. Running a business is crazy, and sometimes you get visits from people randomly. EPA C came to make sure that we were compliant, and guess what? We are. Ha! She gave me her card too. Her name's Amber, but I don't care what her name is, because if I did, it'd be a problem. Josue's been fixing wires on the IS. Starter wire is basically all the way repaired now. Show it off. Boom, look at that. We don't default to the nice mesh sheath when we do wiring. We do what makes sense for the application. And in this case, because all the wiring is factory, we use the corrugated plastic on this wire because it fits the theme. It makes a lot more sense. Chase's car is now figured out. Found the problem. In finding the problem, I have discovered a new piece of me and who I am as a person. Let me walk you through it real quick. Start with the main issue. Car would not start. We go hunting, we go looking around, we go looking for stuff. The very first thing that I find is the issue is that the pumps are running all the time. Period. Key out, car off. Battery in, pumps just run. Okay, boom, first problem. We look at the ECU. The ECU is not lighting up. There are no lights on the ECU. The Elite has 2 lights on it, a status light and a power light, neither of which were lighting up. But with it plugged in, the pumps still ran. Troubleshooting. Now we have multiple problems. When you're troubleshooting stuff like this, you want to start with one problem at a time. Typically, if you troubleshoot one thing at a time, other things will just kind of fall out or figure itself out or whatever. So what I wanted to figure out first was the easier thing. Why are the pumps running? Couldn't figure it out, so I moved on. So now we're looking for reasons why the ECU is not getting power, why the lights aren't coming on. What's the issue there? So that sent me down a rabbit hole to figure out the ECCS relay and how that works. Now, in factory form, which this is not, this is using a wiring specialties harness, it does not use this the way the stock one does. So I'm reading the diagrams and it doesn't quite add up. And realistically, if you look at the plug, this wire here, where the thing is missing, that is the ECCS trigger wire that would normally in stock form send power to turn the ECU on. And finding that, it confused me because it's like, okay, so that's not where it's getting power from. So where is it getting power from? A bunch of probing and a bunch of other things took place, but ultimately ended up finding it's this connector here. This independent relay here powers the ECU. So this is essentially the new ECCS or EGI relay. With the ECU plugged in, if you put this relay in, it doesn't click. Thinking that maybe there's something wrong with the connector, I probe it and check power, power, power on 3 of the prongs, as it should be. Then the 4th prong, 1.8 volts. So what I tried to do, like an idiot, was give it 12 volts, thinking that, okay, well, let's just see what happens. Doesn't work. Now, if you unplug this connector, it's A26 is the main power wire for the Elites that just, it turns the whole thing on. If you unplug that connector and then you probe the same wire again, it becomes 0, 0, it's a ground. These are your clues. And by chance, I have this Elite 2000 here, and I plugged that in and then probed it again. Sure enough, it's a ground now. I give it power, ECU lights up. Same thing if I plug in the relay, it clicks. And the ECU lights up. Like magic. In the process of troubleshooting, I definitely overlooked, if that's the word we're gonna use, that problem. I found that problem like 5 or 6 different times and just didn't acknowledge it. And just kept troubleshooting. What Neil always tells me, which I still have not quite internalized, what is the car telling you? The car told me as soon as I started troubleshooting that the ECU was bad. But what did Mike say? Can't be. Look something else. Not even a thought that crossed my mind. It's not even something that I considered until I ran out of tests, until I ran out of evidence that it was something else. So problem solved, I guess. We're gonna send this ECU out. It's gonna get fixed. It's gonna come back. Fortunately, obviously, we saved the tune off of this, so when we get it back, we'll just load the tune. Off he goes. Problem solved. We did some shuffling. Josue did everything that he needed to do with this. Battery ended up getting flipped around. We fixed the ground situation. All that situation there is sorted out. This car is as far pretty much as it's going to be until January. This car is sorted out. Neil has a loaner ECU for us. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to stick that in here, and then this car can go. And then come back later when his ECU comes back as well. This is in position. We are going to run through this next week. Crazy. This is here, and there's something in the shadows right there strapped down to the dyno. You can see it if you know what you're looking at. It was a very productive week this week. Stuff came, stuff left, stuff is still here. Got a lot done. Thanks for rocking with us for another week. I think this is our 5th week.
Yeah, this will be our 5th.
5th week. All right,
It means we're doing something good.
It means somebody's doing something.
Yeah.
Consistency is key. All right. While you organize your juice boxes and your crayons, let the people know what they're supposed to be doing this weekend.
Sleep in. Relax. Yeah.
You heard it from the man himself. Well wishes for your weekend. Please enjoy, because this is the last weekend before Christmas. Your pre-Christmas weekend. We got a whole week worth of FD content coming. We are going to run through this thing. You guys are going to get to see us do what we're good at, which is put parts on cars and then send them to other cities that we don't live in.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
All right. See you next week.